The number of players sidelined after the recent international break is nothing short of alarming. In Europe's top 5 leagues alone, 11 players went down with an injury. So for me to go ahead and say that there's been existing tensions between the football clubs and the national teams since time immemorial is going to be a massive understatement. It's an endless, agonizing problem that leaves you scratching your head, wondering whether to side with the club that pays the wages or the country that they represent. And right now, it feels like a solution might never be found. Hey there, my name is Albert. I hope you're doing well. And today we're going to talk about the dilemma that exists between the football clubs and the national teams. But before we get into it, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. And without further ado, let's dive in. So now let's step into the club's perspective for some time. You have to understand that to them, these players are not just athletes. They are billion-dollar assets. Clubs spend a huge amount of time and money scouting, recruiting, and developing players who fit their system. Just this summer, the Premier League alone spent a record-breaking $3 billion on transfers. These are massive investments, and they come with a massive risk. All of that money, all of those plans are on the line the moment a player leaves for international duty. And an injury to a vital player can derail an entire season, crushing their title ambitions and sinking their financial value. It's no wonder these clubs are so concerned while sending these players for international duty to represent their country. Just as Arsenal, who invested £45 million in Gabriel Jesus in the 22-23 season, he was their key striker in the form of his life, spearheading a title charge just before the World Cup. Even with a no-knee issue, Brazil actually went ahead and played him, and he ended up with a significant injury in a seemingly low-stakes game against Cameroon. That injury did not just sideline him, it arguably derailed Arsenal's entire season. And that's just one story. The list of high-profile cases goes on and on. Just recently, we saw Barca's teenage phenom Lamine Yamal reportedly playing for Spain on painkillers. Very shocking. We also saw PSG's reservations ignored when Didier Deschamps played both Desiré Doué and Ousmane Dembélé in the French national team's World Cup qualifiers, leading to both of them getting injured. So as I'm recording this, PSG are set to face Atalanta tonight for the Champions League and Marseille on the weekend. And you have to consider that they are missing two of their star players because of these injuries while on the national team duty. So suddenly, it's not just a debate anymore, it's an immediate, costly reality. But as with all things in football, this problem is not just one-sided. You have to remember the powerful pull of the national team. For a manager in the national team, their job is not just to protect the club's investment, it's to win for their country. And the national team and their fans see a player as the national hero and not as a financial asset. So where does the fault truly lie? I think personally that the two medical teams should be constantly communicating just to ensure that if the player has any issues with their body, then the necessary action should be taken. But you should also know that often the final decision rests with the player himself. And here lies the biggest dilemma. Players actually want to represent their country. It's the pinnacle of their career and a matter of immense pride. So many of them will push through the pain or hide injuries just for the honor of pulling on that jersey. Ultimately, this situation is a double-edged sword. Clubs need their players to play for the national team to gain prestige and global recognition, yet that same honor puts their most valuable assets at risk, and the players got right in the middle, torn between the loyalty to the club that pays his wages and the ultimate dream of playing for his country. So with all that in mind, what is the solution? FIFA has designed a program to help, and it's called the FIFA Club Protection Program. It's essentially an insurance policy that compensates clubs for a player's salary if they are injured for more than 28 days on international duty. However, this supposed solution has its gaping holes. First, the club has to pay the player's full salary for the first 4 weeks of the injury with no compensation at all. It also doesn't cover bonuses, signing on fees, or any performance-related payments, the very things that make up a massive portion of a modern player's income. So while FIFA's program might cover a fraction of the cost, for a club that has just spent hundreds of millions on a star player and risks losing their title ambition, that compensation is little more than a drop in the ocean. In the end, these tensions are an inevitable part of the modern football landscape. The club game has never been more commercialized or financially powerful, and the international games hold a unique emotional and cultural significance. So as long as both are vital, this tug of war will remain. This is where we end the story for today. Let me know what you guys think about this dilemma in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this segment, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful day.